I am Roxane Webster.
Now I'm Keith Alba, and we're
We're
the partners at
my home team.
My Home Team. Yeah, we're the partners and owner at My Home Team, and this is our video blog that we put out on a regular basis, which we call
The Honest Hour.
Right? It's our opportunity to kind of give you our thoughts, insight with no spin, except for Roxane in her chair. Just kind of as straight how it is, what we're seeing, anything real estate or real estate adjacent, we'll be talking about. If you've got topics you'd love to hear from us on, put them in the comments, right? Well, definitely
At the same time as you are liking, commenting, and subscribing, and hit the little notification bell, ding, so you'll know when we are dropping more of this spectacular, fabulous, charismatic content.
Absolutely.
Modest. Did I forget modest?
Oh, what are we talking about today, Rox?
You know, this is just one that caught both of our attention. Just it maybe isn't even real estate related, but when we see scams that seem particularly egregious, we want to talk about them. And there's a new one out there. You want to tell us about it?
Found this one. This one came to me. I hadn't heard of it before, but it was a New York Times article that brought this to my attention. And before we get into the scam, I need to give you a little bit of background in regards to technology and that kind of stuff, right? So main search engine, the biggest one that's out there, everyone's aware of, is Google, right? Well, Google has got some tools and stuff that they run alongside of just their search engine, which you can tap into and watch, right? And one of those things is trending searches. So if somebody or some bodies are out there entering in similar search terms into Google, it's tracking those, right? And all of a sudden you can start seeing these trending topics showing up on these search term.
Like you'll see Black Friday deals in October, right? And everybody's searching for Black Friday deals. That's going to be one of the most searched phrases in Google, and you can research and know those and make advertisements or write articles around those things, and you know that your chances of eyeballs getting onto your content are increased.
Right. Yeah, that's the reason that they're using those tools, is if you can use some of those keywords, they call them, in your blog articles or things along those lines, postings that you put up on your website, right? That's going to start ranking in those search results when people enter that search term again. And that's what these scammers are now doing, right?
Yeah.
The story that I read was about a young gentleman. He was 19 years old, moved across country into New York for college. And unfortunately, there was a tragic accident, and this young man ended up passing away. It was Subway, I believe, or something like that. And so word started getting back to family, friends back in his home state, distance away. There's this vacuum of information immediately, right? There's just nothing being published. But now all of a sudden, these search people are out there looking for information. Oh, my friend Bill died. I got to know what happened. So putting in first and last name, death, accident, something along those lines. And now all of a sudden, that search term starts ranking in those tools that these guys are using. Well, these scammers now, what they're doing is they're seeing, Bill Mayfield died, accident in New York or something along those lines, seeing that there's a void of information that's out there, and they're capitalizing on this void, and they're putting out garbage. They're just making up stories in terms of how the death happened, what happened in the accident, who was involved or witnessed it or something along those lines, but packing those articles full of those keyword searches. So now when future people come and look at it, that fictitious article that they created is popping up.
Yeah.
Right? Why are they doing that, Rox? What's the benefit of that?
I think that there's two things. One is that they're going to get ad revenue for doing that. And even though that's scummy and I hate it, they're going to find a special place in hell for themselves for doing that stuff, right? The other thing where I think that we all need to be on alert of is that they may very well also set up things like GoFundMe for funeral expenses, for helping out the family, for, subway awareness programs, right? So they take at just the moment where they're pulling traffic from people who cared about William Manfield. They're also saying, hey, if you'd like to help William's family or funeral expenses, you can send a donation to this PayPal
In
address.
lieu of flowers, please provide a donation, and it's going to go to William's favorite charity or to the families or, something, but all the while knowing it's all lies and they're just going to be
It's
funneling.
just going into their pocket. Yeah. So be cautious. It's just like we see the same type of predatory stuff. We saw it with the Maui fire, right? Making sure that you're making donations to actual organizations that are going to be helping people rather than to all the scam artists who stick their face up whenever they see a tragedy and try to benefit from it. Little rat bastards. I hate that.
It's so gross that people want to capitalize on tragic events or something along these lines. See the opportunity. It's scummy that they're putting out those fake news articles and getting the ad revenues on it. And hopefully the website hosts that they get informed about these guys' practices and those sorts of things and shut down those websites and make it a lot more difficult for them to capitalize on that ad revenue. But yeah, I think the fake GoFundMe or other websites that are similar to that type of a website and stealing money is
That's the risk to the consumer. So just have your eyes open.
Yeah. Or if you find yourself in this type of a situation, frequently going out and doing your own searches on Google to see if there is any of this misinformation or bad thing. I've scanned through the terms and services at GoFundMe. There are protections that are there if you notify GoFundMe, right? But you're going to need to do that quickly because it does talk about the right for them to do an investigation on it. So they're going to have to reach out to that person. They can freeze the funds. They can shut down the pieces along those lines, but they're going to go through a due process, right? You tell them, hey, person's not related to William. They're going to have to verify that. They're not just going to take your word for it because you may be another scammer just trying to get to a legitimate fund, monies that are there. So staying on top of it, getting in front of it, and just making sure that, monies that are directed for you and your loved ones from this tragic accident will actually make it to you guys.
That's right. That's right. That's our little public service announcement.
Beware, scummy people all around, and they come out at these times. So
Right. That's right.
knowledge is power. Thanks for joining us.
Hit the subscribe button and the notification button, share, comment, subscribe. We'd love to see you again.
See you next time.